So we've been talking about this one for quite a few weeks now. When we were talking about the Transformers Wave 3 of Studio Series for 2022, we covered the Sideways mold. We know that we're getting a Dark of the Moon Bumblebee at some point, but the most peculiar one of the bunch was the listing of a 86 Studio Series Arcee. And I assumed that probably one of two things were going to happen. Either we were going to probably get a repack of the original Thrilling 30 Legends version, or we might get something made from the ground up. But the more obvious answer happened, and I always felt it was a perfectly fine mold because it was designed by Yuki Oshima of Kissplay fame, and he really knocked it out of the park, and in my opinion is way better than the Earthrise one. So let's talk about today. Looks like we got through Hobby Miser a pre-order teaser image for the Studio Series 86 Arcee. Now, prior to this image surfacing, we had a teaser image from Takara Tomy themselves around midnight of last night saying that pre-orders are going to be coming May 11th, which is going to be May 10th at 11 o'clock p.m. for us. So it'll be 11 o'clock a.m. Japan time on their side of the globe. And they had this little teaser with some silhouettes, and you clearly could see that it was Sideways. You clearly could see it was some kind of Bumblebee from the movies, obviously the Dark of the Moon one, and clearly an Arcee that was sculpted like the Studio Series 86 one that we've been teased, but more so the sculpt of the original Thrilling 30 or Legends version. Now we got a better image today. It's not the best image in the world, but again, it's much like that Trailbreaker we talked about just yesterday. A teaser image, if you will, of how this product's going to look like, the color rollout, the choice of mold, and potentially even, judging by what I'm looking at here, and I'll use some side-by-sides to show you, a slight remold. So the Studio Series 86 Arcee is going to be a deluxe class using that Legends or Thrilling 30 mold, but it looks like there's some retooling here going on. Specifically, from what it looks like, there's an ankle tilt that has been added. You could see that there's a ball joint that was added to the side of the ankle tilt to add more articulation. And if you look at the car mode, it looks like they added some extra parts onto her backpack in order to cover up her legs in car mode, because one big thing about the original Deluxe Class Arcee was that her legs, especially her thigh, didn't really cover up very well when it was in alt mode. It was the best that they could do at the time. They learned a lot more from when they did the Masterpiece version and other versions afterwards. And now we have the final product we have here today. So they retooled the backpack to kind of add an extra piece that covers up her legs, leading to a much more sleek looking and much more animation accurate car mode. When I look at the color scheme, like if you ask yourself, well, Proto Man, I have the Legends version, which up to that point was the definitive version in the deluxe price point. What is going to be different this time around in terms of the coloring? It's very minor, to be honest with you. It really is very minor. From what I could see, essentially, the front of the vehicle, they made the little, I guess, vent area on her belly button a little lighter. Obviously, that piece that they've put that now covers up the leg adds to a better looking kind of alt mode. So if the alt mode is really important to you, now it has that pink that goes from front to back properly, as opposed to being broken up with white because of her thighs, making up the back of the alt mode with no kind of covering. I mean, there's little things here and there, but is it something that really, are you going to like, oh my God, I have to go out and buy this one now? That's honestly, that's your call, because the way that I see it, I mean, there's not much different, and it looks like if you're going to have it displayed in robot mode, you might get a more mileage out of the Legends version because it has a much more sleeker robot mode. Because the truth of the matter is, in order to achieve that better alt mode, they had to add some extra pieces to her backpack, and some people might not like that because it makes the backpack look even larger. It's hard to tell with these images, but that's what it looks like. It looks like there's much more hanging off of the backpack here. This is also, for people who aren't aware, the Thrilling 30 Arcee had closed fists and then there was a running change that had open fist with a thumb. The Legends version had the open fist with the thumb sculpt. This one looks like it's also going to be like the Legends version with the open fist with the thumb, or the running change of the Thrilling 30. We only see one gun thus far, the black gun that she comes with. She did come with other guns with the original mold. She came with 2 swords and a longer barrel rifle, which again, depending on which version, was different kinds of colors. I still think it looks great. I think that what I like about this is it gives people an opportunity to get the better version, because in my opinion, I wasn't a fan of the coloring and the sculpting of that closed fist version of the retail Western Thrilling 30 version. I didn't like the black that was used on the collar and everything. It just didn't look nice. I wasn't a fan of it. And the Legends version was way better, but it was also way more expensive because everyone wanted that version over our Western one. So this people gives us something that's pretty much a facsimile of that version. And hey, in all honesty, way better car mode. So depending on how you look at it, it could be a better version than what we got before, or you might think that the robot mode on the Legends version is better. But either way, I think this looks really good. I think that this is the right route that they should have went. I mean, I understand that there's some people that like the Earthrise Arcee. I never really was a fan of it. Personally, I just didn't like the surfboard gimmick that she had, or whatever you want to call it, the hoverboard. You know, it was okay. It was okay. I think that there was a lot of veneering and design that could have been done to make it a little better, but this is truly the better product. And then the question is afterwards, okay, hey, now this new mold of Arcee is now a thing. It's out there for $86. Can we see repaints of it afterwards? Are we going to see a Lifeline / Paradron Medic repaint? You know, are we going to see that? Are we going to see, like, maybe finally the Western release of Nightbird Shadow, which comes from the Arcee mold? You know, like, are we going to see that? Maybe the prototype colors, or old test shot prototype colors, which had that, like, maroons and weird color schemes in her first image. Maybe. I doubt it. But maybe even that amazing Chung-Li Arcee. I love that mold. I should have bought 2 of them. Love that mold. Maybe even that one. Who knows? Who knows? I doubt that one. That one probably not. But I mean, I still think this looks amazing. Again, probably when this comes out is going to be the best retail Western Arcee figure up to that point. And don't get me wrong, I love that Cyberverse one. But we're talking like G1 Arcee here. I think that this is definitely 100%. The best version. Let me know what you think. We still have some other stuff we have to talk about today. We'll probably get some better images of this tomorrow around 10 p.m. Well, actually 10 p.m. tonight, and then it'll be tomorrow. We'll have probably some better images of this to show off. Check out my Instagram account because I'm going to probably post some comparison Arcees throughout the years of the G1 sculpt, so you could kind of make your decision also. I kind of have like all of them all together for a nice photography. Let me know what you think. I'll also post some images comparing the Thrilling 30 to the Legends one here in the actual podcast segment, just so you could see what I'm talking about. The past to the present to the future that we will be getting. Awesome stuff otherwise. Hey, Arcee's my gal. She looks great otherwise. Awesome stuff. Gives people an opportunity to pick it up. Let me know what you think.